we utilize the exact same database. It's just two different front ends, okay? The name Swimcloud started to come into existence in 2017, 2018. The guys wanted to get a broader name. College swimming just seemed too restrictive. As they were getting into more and more recruiting, requiring high school results and club swim meet results to be added to the mix, they felt like a name change was needed, thus Swimcloud, to kind of incorporate all of the different tools that we have. Today, I'm going to present to you, well, basically, as a club coach, what can you do to help your swimmers find and get into college swimming. But there are many other tools that we have. So therefore, Swimcloud came into existence. I started working with Greg and Swimcloud in December of 2018. I was the first non-technical guy that they've ever had. Basically, I'm the guy that can talk to people. For those of you that know me on deck, I try to talk to everybody, and it's been great. I get to talk to coaches, recruiters, college coaches, club coaches, high school coaches, all throughout the world, and it's been an absolute blast. Okay, a few numbers. From the beginning of collegeswimming.com in early 2000 through 2017, we recorded 10 million splashes. So a heat of 8 swimmers is 8 splashes. From 2017 until the lockdown, we've recorded 10 million splashes. So the growth rate has just gone absolutely up. I'm going to share my screen now and go through a little bit of a tutorial on what college swimming is and where we get our data. So all of our data comes from swim meet results. We take the same exact swim meet results that come out of high tech. Actually, that's where we get all the data, and we parse them into these results here. Let's go to here's our 13 and over state meet. So all of the results come from the meet file. So you can click on an event over here. We'll take this, there's the splits. We can click on this swimmer's profile. Everything is hot clickable. Here's their rankings within Wisconsin Swimming, National Club Swimming Association, Shorewood High School, Shorewood Swim Club by season. It's just insane what we do with simple swim meet results. So the thing that a club coach can do is encourage their swimmers to at least look into collegiate swimming. In working with college coaches all throughout the country and across the world, there is a spot for some swimmer on some college team somewhere. And keep in mind that swimming is just one part of a pretty complex equation for our athletes as they try to matriculate up to college. My college coach, when I took on this role, both as a club coach and as working with Swimcloud, really told me that our role is to encourage, not necessarily to, tell a swimmer to go to X school or Y school, because if it doesn't work out for that swimmer, then you've just kind of put yourself on the line. It's really up to the kids to help figure it out. And college swimming and Swimcloud gives the kids the tools to do that. So I'm gonna in the interest of time, I just want to show you some of the things that can be done. So swim meet results get submitted to Swimcloud. We create a swimmer profile. Your swimmers then are able to claim their profile. And I'm going to impersonate one of my swimmers. She's a freshman, and show you what can be done. So this is a swimmer of mine, Ursula Koch, and these are some of her results. And we have 2 offerings. we have every swimmer, when they claim their profile, has a free account, and that allows them to do a college search. And so this college search, you can search by name of school, by location. So let's just do one. She lives in Rockford, Illinois. So let's look for colleges within 1,500 miles of Rockford. A four-year school. You can search by campus environment. I'll leave it blank. Cost, based on total cost. Academics, very selective. And swimming. So because this is the free account, she doesn't have access to this. I'll show you one where they do have the premium. It's a one-time $29 charge. So basically, these are all the colleges within 1,500 miles of Rockford that are a four-year school that cost between $10,000 and $25,000. Now, each one of these colleges, if you just simply, let's go to Florida State, click on Florida State, this brings you to their team page. This is everything about Florida. So a swimmer can sit down at their kitchen table with mom and dad and research everything they'd like to know about any sort of school. Here's the annual cost, and we link all this information from the Department of Education. So it comes straight from the Department of Ed. Here are the meets. Here are the times. Now, we get approximately, well, we get very close to 100% of all of the collegiate swim meet results. So we know all of the data for all the college teams. So Ursula is a distance swimmer. So she'd be interested in the 1600, the 1650. So she can see how she would stack up with all the girls from Florida State. Most colleges put in their records. So she could see how in the 1650, that's men's, there's women, the records have progressed down. The current roster, coaches. So most of the colleges do this. And so a kid, again, can sit at their table with mom and dad and do all their research, okay? If she wants to email the coach, you can just sit there and email out coaches all the time. Here's the facility. Not too shabby for somebody sitting here in the upper Midwest in the winter to want to train in a facility like this. And a lot of schools will put out their recruiting information. So these are their recruiting requirements. If for a woman to start the process at Florida State, you need to be a 1645. Most schools have this out there for men on all of the events. They'll put it out there. Okay. So that's kind of the free search. Now, over here, there's colleges interested in me. Well, I'm sorry, let's step back. Favorites. Ursula has done her research and she has favorited these colleges. These are the colleges where she, right now as a freshman in high school, thinks that she would like to swim. So because she's favorited these schools, in her feed up here, anytime anything happens to, like she gets a feed item, Cal and Stanford were at this meet. Cornell was at this meet. So she can hop on this and see how Cornell actually did in the meet. She can check out the 1650 free. Where is it? Men. Oh, this is men. Anyway. Okay, so those are her favorites. And so she can sit here and see Stanford, Cal, all of these things. All right. So I'm gonna stop being a swimmer that has a free account, and this is my son, who we've paid to have him upgraded. Actually, I'll be my daughter. My daughter's a junior, and she has some better data out there. All right, so my daughter is a junior, and over here, we tell her what her profile strength is. This is one area where club coaches can be helpful with their swimmers during the college search process. You know, have you added your name, your address and telephone number? Have you put in your GPA and test scores, your birth dates, your parents' contact information? So right now, according to Swimcloud, my daughter is an all-star. We can't update her meet schedule, and she hasn't done any favorites. But anyway, we help guide the kids along so that they can be found. This interested in me, when you upgrade to a varsity account with us, when a college coach finds a swimmer, and I'll show you what the college coaches see as well here in a minute. When a college favorites you, you get notified. So these colleges like Forest, Oberlin, McKendree, you know, these are the colleges that have favorited my daughter. So again, she can go through here and do some research, and she can favorite them back. When a swimmer favorites a school, the college coach gets notified, hey, Elena Kitzman is interested in your school. So the college coach can then take further actions. He can email that person back. He can follow them back. He can look at video. He can do all sorts of stuff. But let's pop on this one, Oberlin College. So it's a little Division III school. Here's all the meets. I want to show you this button here. This is what we give you for the one-time $29 fee. This is the how do I fit in button. So we rank, because we're a bunch of swim data junkies, we rank everything. And we know a lot of data points that we present to kids. So based on my daughter's 100 free, she'd be first on the team, and that generates so many points. Based on my daughter's test score, she's likely to get admitted, so that gets 50 points. And we score everything, so that's why this Oberlin College gets 69 total points. Here's a little information about Oberlin. They're 7th in their conference, 146th in Division III. The power index, I'll show you guys that in a little bit, but my daughter is a 4284. The average prospective student that goes to this school is 53.4. There are 55 other kids from the class of 2021 that have clicked that they're interested in Oberlin College. So you kind of know what your competition, so to speak, is. Now, how do you fit in? Because we know all of the data for each of the schools, and we know the data for the recruit, we'll actually put that data in. So my daughter at this school would have the fastest 100 freestyle time. You know, maybe that's one of the criterion. You want to be the big fish in a smaller pond. You know, who knows? At this conference meet last year, my daughter would have gotten 42nd. You know, maybe not so good. While she'd be great on the team, she probably wouldn't have made it back to finals in that event. You can also do this for all the events that you have. 50 free. She'd be first on the team, 41st in the conference. 100 fly. First on the team, 28th in the conference. We also put down academic stuff. ACT. She hasn't taken the ACT yet. I might have just put in 30, but anyway, tells you where you rank and where you need to rank on your scores. Tells you what the total cost of the school is, and then what it would be based on your income. And we offer calculators from the different schools to do that. We also show you where, oops, of course there's a bug on that one. But that's what it's like. That's what you get for the $29 upgrade. You basically get the ability then to search schools, you know, show me all Division I schools or my 100 freestyle team, I'd be on the relay. So these are all the Division I schools. There's 12 in the country where my daughter could fit in. She'd be 4th, 3rd at Manhattan, Niagara 4th, Merrick, and all that. And likewise, every school you can just click on, everything's hot clickable. So it makes the college search extremely easy, very meaningful, and everything is right here at your fingertips. Are there any questions so far? Michael, are we doing all right? No
Looking
questions?
good so far.
Looking good so far. All right. So I hope I'm not confusing with everybody with the way that I have the ability to impersonate different profiles. So now I'm gonna, again, for club coaches, again, this audience is primarily club coaches. I can't stress enough how important it is to submit your swim meet results to Swimcloud or collegeswimming.com. Literally, from coaches from Cal to Division III coaches will tell me that you're doing your swimmers a disservice not to submit your results here. College Swimming, Swimcloud makes it so easy for the college recruiters to do their job. And ladies and gentlemen, this is a data-driven endeavor. Recruiting is all data-driven. It's a numbers game. If you're a powerhouse Division I school, it's a numbers game insofar as they want to know about performances. If you're a smaller Division III school, it's a numbers game based on, a lot of them are just downloading a bunch of data, sending out emails to as many people as they can, hoping to get somebody to come in and that's interested. And our platform handles all of them. I'll go ahead and pick on my daughter again. And I'm going to show you guys her profile. So the power index, again, we rank everything, and it's all clickable here. And this will show up in a minute when I show you how the college recruiters search for stuff. But we'll show you how we calculate all of somebody's points. You click learn more. Basically what we do is we assign a point value based on, I believe it is the Division I NCAA qualifying time. And based on that, going down is how points get assigned, okay? And based on that score is how a lot of colleges will do their recruiting, all right? Another thing that we do is we create these progress graphs. So my daughter's overall score, she went from being a little peanut to, you know, maturing a little bit, and she's sort of flatlined here, and that's about right for my daughter. You know, she hasn't done much. You know, I mentioned some of the schools that I talk to, they will have recruiting meetings, folks, where literally they'll take their top recruits every week in a conference room, and they will use this graph right here and make determinations, well, what's going on? And some of these college coaches will use Swimcloud to reach out to club coaches. And the way that they do that, I'll let's see, I'm gonna pick on, I know Jacob's on the call. Badger Aquatic Club. So Drew and Jacob have their emails. So I don't know if you've ever gotten any emails, but this is a lot easier for a college coach to get a hold of somebody than looking through a bunch of Team Unify sites. And if it hasn't happened to you now, you know, soon, if it hasn't happened to you yet, it may happen to you in the future. Let's go back to my daughter. But the profile here, this gets used a lot. Again, data driven. Okay, that's a little bit about profiles. We use these power indexes to rank the recruits. So over here on the left side is the main menu, recruiting. Let's check out women from the state of Wisconsin for the class of 2020. We can see where all of our swimmers have committed to go to school. Kaylin and Emma are heading off to Wisconsin. Gabriella is going off to Vanderbilt. Oops, there is a duplicate profile. And that does sometimes happen. If you notice a duplicate profile, let me know and I can get that fixed. Okay. And everything is based off of that power index. So if we want to see how Kaylin's power index is, she's committed to University of Wisconsin. She feels at home there. Great academic program. And oftentimes it's this that will be found in SwimSwam, or teams tweet this out and we'll grab it, or the coaches will put it up there. Here's a link back to the Elmbrook Swim Club. Here's how the coach can get a hold of Brent. It just makes it so easy to find and share information. Okay. All right. Last but not least, I'm going to impersonate Kevin down at Beloit College. This is where the State Line Aquatic Team practices. I help Kevin out quite a bit with some of the stuff back and forth. But so now I'm showing you guys what it's like to be a college recruiter. Okay. And so a college recruiter will log on and they get a feed just like a swimmer gets a feed. My daughter updated her profile, and because Kevin has favorited my daughter, he'll get notification on her. Kevin has favorited Candace here. She updated her profile. GPA is now a 3.3. We'll come back to this one, video. When swimmers and coaches upload videos and a swimmer is followed by a collegiate recruit, the college recruiter can see that video without having to go to a swim meet. So he can see the video, he can see who the swimmer is. There's the video. And he can sit there and watch the performance from the comfort of his own desk without having to leave his desk or a website, go track anything down. So this is his feed item. These are swimmers that are interested in Beloit. These would be swimmers that have clicked on Beloit College and have favorited them. So this is where he gets notification of people that come up. Birthdays. So Bobby Klockow's birthday is in 14 days. Your swimmers should be getting, it's just another opportunity for a college coach to show interest in a swimmer. He'll either get an email or a text saying, hey, Bobby, happy birthday, man. If you have any questions about Beloit College swimming, you let me know, or, let's schedule a call. Nolan Jenks' birthday is coming up. Here's what the college coaches search feature looks like. Looks very similar to what the athletes have, but it's just sort of flipped. And college coaches buy access to our database. This is the primary way that we get our revenue to host the website, do all the development, and keep everything up and going. We do not want to profit on some kid's dream of going to college. That's why we offer basic college search for free. For $29, basically the price of a couple movies, to give the college-bound athlete access to superb search tools, we feel is pretty legitimate. And the rate that we charge the college coaches, is legitimate as well. It's reasonable where enough of them do it. So he can search by location. Let's go out there. Let's use Alaska. I don't want to, sacrifice anybody's or personal information here, but let's say he's searching for Alaska. He's looking for swimmers. He could say, Beloit College is a fairly rigorous academic school where he needs somebody that's got a 25 or better on the ACT, or he can look for somebody with a 3.5 GPA, or they can look for specific majors. These are all things that people can do. Athletic. it again depends on how the college coaches want to do their search. He could look for 100 frees that are slower than 50 seconds, faster than 45. Believe it or not, there are some colleges that only want kids with a size 12 shoe, and we capture that. But let's just keep this easy, leave this empty, and being a Division III school, let's say we're looking for somebody with a 25 power index, and we hit search. So there are 4 male swimmers in Alaska that have a 25 ACT and a 3.5 GPA and a 25 or better power index: Ethan Evans, Logan, Connor, and Jacob. So what he can do is he can pop on this. These are all of his best times. He can shoot this kid a note. Hello, whatever. He can favorite the swimmer right here, and that will notify Ethan, if he's got the varsity account, that Beloit College is interested in him. It's just an amazing way to really help make connections between college swimmers and their, college coaches and their recruits. And there's any number of different ways that they can cycle through this data. And like I said, coaches, college coaches from, Division I powerhouses down to, Division II, III, NAIA, all use this platform to help search for college recruits. Okay, so that in a nutshell, I'd like to wrap up sort of the recruiting aspect of that by, again, as a club coach, you can encourage your swimmers that, swimming can be a part of the equation. There's a number of things, and the equation for college is different for everybody: cost, distance, academic rigors, intended studies, you name it. But if somebody wants to have swimming as a variable in college, they most certainly can. And this is a good tool to help figure out where that can be. Again, as a club coach, the college coaches want you to upload your results. That's how they find you. That's how they find their swimmers. And then encourage your swimmers to claim their accounts and do their homework. The homework is super easy. They can find anything on here however they want and learn all about Stanford or whatever club, or whatever college they're interested in with the push of a button. It's simple, it's easy, and it is very, very effective. And last but not least, visit these schools' websites and fill out their questionnaires. Some coaches still want those questionnaires filled out. A lot of people just use this, but it can't hurt. So, Michael, should we open up to any questions or?
I'll jump in with one personal thing before we do it. I've been having meetings with my senior athletes and their parents, talking a lot about where they are in the college search process. So we had one of our kids who's fairly recruitable share their screen with us and share their profile. And the parents were asking, what does my kid need to do to get heard from? How do they get themselves out there? And we discovered that the kid had only done maybe 18% of his profile, and meanwhile still had 7 colleges that had clicked that they were interested in him. And the parents had no idea that there were people actively interested in this kid and what the kid had done so far. And unless we're checking on these kids to make sure they're doing what they're supposed to, it sounds bad, we shouldn't be babysitting, but at this point, with all this dead time, we have to make sure that they're doing something to get themselves out there, because there aren't going to be meets for them to get noticed for a long time.
That's correct. And one of the things, Michael, I'll just hop on that if you will, but again, that's one of the reasons why I was brought on, was to help give a little bit some practicality to the process, if you will. I've been trying to encourage the developers to give us club coaches access to this, so that the only reason I can see this is because I've got the access to all the data. As a club coach, you don't. But I think as a club coach, it'd be really helpful for you to see where your kids stand in this. So like Ursula here, I should be having a conversation with her saying, look, kid, you're going to be highly recruitable. Get this stuff into your profile so that you get that done. So great comment, Michael. And an enhancement like that is coming down the road, they tell me. Anything else? Can I take a couple minutes and show the video, Michael?
Please do.
We lost Michael. No, we got Michael. Okay. Mark Hesse has seen this as well, and we sent something out. We've developed a video race analysis platform over the years. Let me show you what that's all about now. This is my club profile. So now Swimcloud thinks I am my club here. When you go to videos, we have a free subscription during COVID here. We want to try to help clubs and coaches coach while being away from the pool deck. I know a number of us that over the years, as I've been watching, are recording more and more video. If you were anything like me, all that video just exists on your phone or on your iPad. Maybe you put it on a Google Drive somewhere and there it sits. This is a way to get your video up on the web in a open and secure environment that's auditable and also shareable with college coaches so that you can get your kids recruited. So here's a video. I'm going to go through. The upload process is super easy, but what we do is we take the video and we can tie it to an actual meet result. So this is video of my son from the 100 freestyle and finals at the state meet. And so I've tagged this video and have assigned it to this result. Because we know the results, Swimcloud knows he went 49.18. There he is in the video. We can use this analyze button to perform pretty sophisticated race analysis on a particular swim. Let me hit pause here. Using 3 keys, the D key, the S key, and the A key to signify 15 meters, we're basically going to, we call it stamping. We're going to stamp this video so that we can do some data calculation. You can play the video back at full speed, 3/4 speed, or half speed. There might be some mistakes in this as we go through and do it, but bear with me. So we're going to hit the D key at the start, D key at the entrance, D key at the breakout stroke, left hand. We're measuring stroke cycles. So every time the left hand hits, stroke, start of turn, end of turn, breakout stroke, 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 stroke. And if I were better, and it's hard to see at the recplex where the 15 meter is, we could add more data, start of turn, end of turn, breakout stroke. So coaches can perform this race analysis. The swimmers can perform this race analysis. I hate to say it, but parents could do it if they want, but we don't need that. Stroke, stroke. Michael does a lot of this, and I've been encouraging the swimmers to do this on their own because it really helps them own their race. So based on that little bit of data entry with hitting the keys at the particular time, we've developed this fairly powerful race analysis. This is the amount of time that this is the start, this is the entry into the water. So 0.68 seconds from the start to entry into the water. He was underwater for 3.15 seconds. He was on the surface for 7.71. His flip turn was 0.53. He had 6 cycles, distance per cycle with a velocity. We calculate all the velocity, his time underwater. You just see like time underwater, 315, 309, 247, 193. So what we're doing is, again, using data, measurable data, to communicate the aspects of the swim to your swimmers that need to be done. Okay, like I've been hounding on my son forever that he needs to get better underwater. Well, look at his velocity underwater, 2.68, and the velocity on top of water, 1.61, 1.72, 1.77, 1.78. Right? Proof that underwater's work, and that's where we need to be focusing our time. So here's the cool part about this. So here we can add a comment. Jack, how many times do we have to? Let's do whatever. It's my son, so you get it. Those of you that coach your own kids understand how difficult it can be. Okay, so when I make this comment, I'm going to stop being me and I'm going to hop on as being my son. So in his feed, he sees that, first of all, video of him was uploaded and stamped. So he can click on this. He has access to it, right? He can see the comments. Oops. He comments, and that comes back to me. It's a great way to go back and forth with the swimmers in a more positive way than what I did here with my son. You know, additionally, if a college had favorited my son, that college coach would get notified that there was a video of Jack that was uploaded. The college recruiter can look at it. The college recruiter would also have access to this. If he'd been watching Jack's 100 freestyles over the time, he could see the progression as it goes through. Again, it's a video is another data point that can be not just stored and left on a phone or drive or something somewhere. We've now turned video into a data analytics tool that is accessible and shareable amongst a wide variety of people. And there's this share button here. You can share it with just my coach and college coaches, or everyone. And that's how that works. So that's a really, really powerful tool that is accessible to teams right now.
Scott, this must be a Groundhog's Day for him. Every time you give this talk, you go after his same underwaters. And the next day he wakes up and he's like, he's yelling at me again for the same swim 3 months ago.
It is. It's just, well, those of you that know Jack, he needs it. Yeah, he definitely needs it. So with Mark Hesse on the phone here, Mark, this was the thing that we're going to do. Those of you that have been to some of the higher level meets, we were working with USA Swimming, and at NCSAs this year, we were going to be down at that meet if it hadn't gotten canceled, and we were going to be helping USA Swimming to use their video feed and to do some of this. Anything you want to add to that, Mark?
I was unmuted. No, I mean, we're definitely working on coordinating stuff with Swimcloud and our video review at meets. I mean, I think this is one of the never mind the recruiting and the ability for college coaches to watch this stuff. This is a great coaching tool and a great learning tool for your athletes. I've been a huge fan ever since it got rolled out, 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
I think it's the biggest advance we've seen in terms of ability of coaches to do to do race analysis and get a better picture of what actually is going on in a race. It's the best tool that we've had. Obviously, we do this with the national team athletes using a proprietary program that the national team has created. But I think this is every bit as good as that.
Yeah.
So I would encourage you, if you haven't tried it out, to definitely to look at using it as a tool for you and for your athletes.
Yeah, it's incredibly easy. I will say there, once the learning curve, it's 3 buttons. Once you get across that, it's pretty simple. Additionally, if you do find that you make a mistake, you can drag as you drag the correction here. Like, look at how the video plays forward as I move my mouse button. So let's say that right there is the first entry of that stroke, and this is the next entry point of that stroke. It tends to, that's that stroke. You can really get right down to the nibbins, like like Mark said. It's accessible, it's easy, and it's free right now. It's absolutely free. It gives you guys the opportunity to coach your swimmers from afar. It's really, really cool. I'm super pumped about this, and all the capabilities that we have. Any questions on video or recruiting, or Swimcloud in general?
Just Scott Brent here. Can analyze their own races, correct? And
yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. You most certainly can, because if you think about, and this is what Michael's been struggling with this. He's been, what have you been doing this, Michael? Now almost 2 years.
2 years. Yep.
Yeah. If you take, a team like Michael's size, what have you had, like 20 kids in the 100 breaststroke at 1:30 per swim? It takes you a couple. I mean, you're talking a lot of time. But if you can get your swimmers to see the power of this and to start analyzing their own races, then all you have to do, you as the coach can come through here and just, whoops, you as the coach can look through and see how it's playing along. See the green bar moving forward. The kids own their swim at this point. They get to see their data points. They get to, oh God, I see why, coach is always yelling at me about this or that. I mean, it's funny hanging out with you guys on deck. We all yell at the kids about the same thing. Nobody listens. And here's the proof right in front of their face on the video screen with data that shows what's up, why we're doing what we're doing.
Getting the kids to find some buy-in to do this themselves is pretty essential. They recently put up the analytics, and I've done 352 swims between 50s and hundreds of strokes, and all of them at either half speed or 3/4 speed. And when you start thinking of the time you've devoted to these stamps at half speed for each one of these videos, let alone screwing up because someone called or you got distracted, it takes a lot of time. So making sure that they're willing to do it, and then that they're willing to watch it afterward, is a big deal.
Yes, I agree. And what Michael's talking about, I'll go back to being my club profile. That's one of the things that we need to do a better job at with Swimcloud, is these stats. So Michael had found, I've uploaded 49 videos of 17 swimmers. There's 17 stamps, 10 comments, 63 views. So that's pretty good. And here, to Michael's point, I've used Jack's 100 freestyle video 38 times. And Michael's made some suggestions about how these views need to get better. Mark, this is the area where we're showing you guys at USA Swimming how many different types of people are actually viewing these videos and what's being used with them, because USA Swimming wanted some better data points for who's using the video, who's doing what with it, and this is just a great start. So I strongly encourage my fellow club coaches to hop in, to buy into the big data picture of swimming, and that there's more to it than just what happens in the pool. There's a big world out there, and this helps make connections. Any other questions at all? I know we're running a little later than usual. Hopefully I haven't been too rambling. Nothing?
Scott, thank you for the time.
Thanks for the opportunity, guys. This is great. And you know, if you guys have any questions, I'd be happy to do something like this for your own team. I'd set up a call and run your team through some of this. If you want to get parents and your senior swimmers on to you know, a call and a presentation like this, it's super easy and very effective. And you know, again, thank you all for your time. Thanks for doing what you're doing for the kids. Mark Hesse, great to see you. You know, on the Wisconsin calls again. So, all right. So Monday next